Sometimes for events, I like to make teams that are accessible to anyone, no matter if they spend money in the game or not. And while that is really fun as well, sometimes it means that I don't really get to use the legendary heroes that I have in my roster to their full extent. And it's always made me hesitate a little bit what I would like to use my battle energy on. So I thought today what would be a fun experiment would be if we had on one hand the accessible everyone friendly team composed of epics, rares, and fusible legendaries, and on the other hand we went totally crazy with legendaries with relics on them and all of that stuff, and we just compare what we would get side by side. And for these battles, I'm actually doing level 17 to 20 of the Ozil Knight of Blood 3 event. And I am actually using potions for all of these levels because I did try without potions and I lost pretty quickly. So with that said, preamble is over and we can start to have a look at level 17. So this one, I think no matter what team you bring, you have to be aware of Galmera's landing silence on your team. And the danger here, I think, is Katsuro, the green hero, and the bleed is actually pretty vicious because the damage is increased by 3 times. That's what increased by 300% means, if you're wondering. Now, I'm by no means saying that my legendary team is the best option there is out there if you have a big roster of legendary heroes, but I am, even though this is a quote marks pay to play roster, it's not with every single hero in the game. So the strategy that I'm using for the play to win side or the pay to play side is to use an AoE, and on the free to play side it's always going to be pretty much using different snipers because I am very limited in AoE heroes on the rares and epics side. Level 18. So this one, I think you can really be caught unawares if you don't know that Mara and Shun Shun can hit pretty hard. And I'm continuing with my AoE tactic on the play-to-play side, and again, as I said, I'm always going to be going in with snipers for the free-to-play. And this time I'm using Esmeralda and the warrior potion to really increase the damage of Raphael. So that's what's going on in that side. And on the other side, I'm using Masako, who has a chance to fire twice if she's at 100 HP to get a double hit and kill some enemies early. Oh yeah, if you ever get bored, you can always like, comment, and subscribe. That helps. Level 19. So with this level, just be aware that Jasper can land Boar Jester on your heroes at the start of the battle. Obviously, you can use a shield or immunity, but then again, it also doesn't really matter if you're just going to nuke them to pieces with your specials at the start using potions. Once again, I'm targeting the damage dealers first when I'm using snipers, and that's with the idea that if you only have healers and support heroes left, they're not going to annihilate my heroes in the same way. And the last one, level 20. So technically you can do this one with Odium because he hasn't been changed yet, and you will get him to whittle down everyone with Soul Link very quickly. But I did want to do one without Odium because the intent is that he is not supposed to be able to do that. In theory, I'm using kind of fancy heroes on the pay-to-play side, mainly Necros with Hope Set. I've actually got Hope Set on all three of the heroes in the middle for this particular battle. And on the free-to-play side, you might recognize this team from level 18, I believe, where I also used Ulrud, Gisela, and Masako as my middle three. Once again, I want to target Odile at the beginning of the battle because she is a damage dealer. I also want to get rid of Shojin because of his ability to land burn. Then Necros is okay, but the way that he's built, I notice he doesn't actually do massive amounts of damage for this event. You actually may have noticed that I've mostly gone with direct damage for this entire event. It's because if you look at the enemies and their accuracy and resistance numbers, it's all over the place. Sometimes it says like 115, sometimes it's 1115. I don't know if these are errors or if they're doing something smart and quirky there. So I don't say mess with accuracy and resistance for this one. Direct damage will not make you cry, I promise. So that's the route that I've gone. It worked well for me. Let me know if it works for you. So what do you think? Do you like using legendaries or do you like using rares and epics? Do you think it's easier to get results with one or the other? For me, I actually find it much easier to win this event using rares and epics because maybe because I've used them in other events before, but I think it's a really straightforward and simple approach. Debuff, buff, hit, always works for me. So let me know what works for you, how you found this video, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.